let's take a look at what we're working with. We have his Sig, pretty much max traces now. We'll work on his relics, and he's at E0. So I want to give him 2-piece Pioneer and 2-piece Knight. Nice piece over here. Beautiful amount of defense. Since we're using Sparkle, we definitely want defense boots. I haven't leveled any of them yet, so let's see if we can get something good. And we've got this 4-liner here. It's fine. I don't have good Sal Soto pieces for him, so we'll just have to make do with Rudolent. Nice, strong, basic attacks. You know what? It's looking pretty good. With Sparkle's Sig, we're at just over 97% crit rate, so one last thing before we start. Sub DPS March. Don't worry, I'll explain everything once we actually get into it, but let's quickly build her. Ice damage orb, attack percent rope. Even though she has this defense scaling from her E4, her talent's follow-up attack still scales more off of attack percent, so I'll definitely get all her minor trace nodes eventually, but I'm too lazy. We'll take this formerly used by Aventurine, all these pieces. Definitely want speed boots. Crit rate body, and let's see what we can snag here. Probably, yeah, we want some more speed. Pretty funny looking March, but it shouldn't be a problem. We're gonna do the last MOC 12 because it's more imaginary friendly. We'll put Aventurine in the middle, so he has the best chance of getting hit by any cleave attacks. And you might be wondering why I brought March, and I think she's actually a pretty fun solution to the energy problem that Aventurine might have. I could have brought Tingyan, but it just feels bad. He doesn't scale off of attack percent at all, so her benediction's just kind of wasted. And the reason why March works as like a pseudo battery for him is she pretty much just, 1 sec, 64. The Trotter does take double damage from basic attacks, but it's still funny to see. But yeah, pretty much March's shield increases the chance for Aventurine to be attacked, and her fault, look at that, 13,000 on a follow-up attack, pretty good. When you have so many team-wide buffs from Ruan Mei and a bit from Sparkle, March's damage definitely becomes more noticeable. But getting back to what I was saying, getting hit more means you're getting more energy and also more stacks for Aventurine's follow-up attack. So let's see what happens with a fully buffed ult here. We even have Sparkle's ult, and we should be able to launch, unless we get a 1-roll, we should be able to get his follow-up attack going here. I can't really see because of Ruan Mei's break, but should have been at least 100,000. He got 5 stacks off of his ult, which sets him up well for his next. But yeah, he gets 2 when he himself is hit and 1 when his allies are. And launching more follow-up attacks means getting more energy. He also gets a stack when allies do follow-up attacks, and March launches up to 3 per turn, which again is more follow-up attacks and more energy, which all this to say, in a rotation, he's going to be ulting close to or even more than if you were using Tingyan as a battery. Obviously a bit luck dependent, but March gets a job, which is definitely a bonus. The other thing about this team is we're running double preservation, which you might think is kind of odd, but it is, like, I would never recommend this to anyone. It's just really funny to see a pretty much invincible team go at it. I actually don't think you'll ever take health damage even without much defense on March. There's constant reshielding, and Aventurine is most likely the one getting targeted. I think you'd have to be pretty unlucky with the targeting, but even so, I don't think anyone could actually get taken out. I probably should have used Ruan Mei's basic into an ult on that last cycle, but it is what it is. One thing I really like about using him is, even if he's not the hypercarry, he does a really good job at picking off trotters and low health enemies. It just feels so nice. We're definitely at a skill point surplus here, so we can kind of just spam Ruan Mei's skill if we want to. One thing I will say is the Turbulence is definitely doing a good amount of heavy lifting, at least for, well, I always say that, but there's always a Turbulence, so there's always, like, the fight's always going to be in your advantage most of the time. Does that doesn't even make sense. Always to your advantage most of the time. Anyway, you can see that March actually does get to use her 3 follow-up attacks on most turns. The advantage of having every single ally shielded means you only need to get hit 3 times in total, it doesn't matter who, and you'll be launching those 3 follow-up attacks per turn of hers. There's still a lot of room for improvement on March's build, missing some levels and minor traces, and probably just better relics overall. And ooh, Aventurine's Light Cone is definitely her best in slot for damage as well, so if you're a March main, see, I wouldn't go out of your way to pull Aventurine Sig for March, but if you're really dedicated, it is her best. I'll definitely work on her build a bit and make an updated Hypercarry March at some point with his cone. Also, did I see that right? Yanqing just got frozen by March's ult. We're almost done here though. It's 37% after those dots and another follow-up attack here. Yeah, even the ice resistant Yanqing is taking about 10k per March. Like, it doesn't look like a lot or feel like a lot, but it adds up, right? Especially with all of Aventurine's little chip damage from his follow-up attacks. We should be able to finish him off here. We just need to wait for Ruan Mei's field to go up, let his turn end. Yeah, this should be... He's guaranteed to have his follow-up attack here, even if he only rolls 1. Let's see. Well, the dot finished him off, but we'll take it. 2 cycles. Yeah, the turbulence did a lot of the heavy lifting, but still good. I know this is the Hypercarry Aventurine video, but I wanted to showcase him in the newest Memory of Chaos 12 as well. The only thing that really changes with his build anyway is defense boots turns into speed boots, but yeah, we need more of those follow-up attack resets. This is kind of the team that he was designed for anyway, so it's definitely a good showing of how he performs with his current best in slot team. I definitely think there will be lots of improvements in the future with him, which is, you know, that statement doesn't mean anything because every unit pretty much improves. This dino is the only real annoying thing, so we really want to just chip away at it with Aventurine's basic until we can take down this guy. The nice thing about the follow-up attack team is our shield. Oh, we did take some damage, which normally doesn't happen, but we never get to the point where we even take half of our actual health bar in damage, so we should be able to take this out with Topaz, perfect, and then more breaking, and now we're getting more stacks. You'll see all their builds later. This will break. We're probably gonna have to use Ratio's ult here, which is a little unfortunate. Yeah, we're gonna have to. But if it doesn't kill, and if Ratio... Okay, so Ratio's gonna be able to take it out here, and we're gonna be able to save Aventurine's for this phase. So let's do this. We ideally want to... Okay, we're gonna start working on this guy. But... Okay. Nice. The whole idea is to chip away at his toughness bar. This will do a good amount as well. We want Ruan Mei to get hit so that, yep, on her next turn she can use her ult. Already broken, that's huge. And we're gonna save Topaz's ult for Cocolia. I don't think we're gonna be able to zero cycle here. Yeah, no, there's just no way. But it should still be good. Let's see. Okay, nice. I think just 1 is enough, right? And then I'll pop this. Yeah, just 1's enough. And we have 1 more cycle to finish off Cocolia. So this is actually huge. Getting these summons is huge because it's just free stacks for him. And then attack. And then more free stacks here in a second. Yeah, nice. Free stacks. Attack. Are we going to be able to do this? Let's see. It might be close. Well, we do have Ratio's ult still. Yeah, we do. And Aventurine's going to have 2 more hits minimum. So he's going to be able to proc it twice. Yeah, this is a wrap. Let's do this. And even with that, wait, this is going to proc his fall. Yeah, he gets 3 hits guaranteed here. And that's it. So 1 cycle with this team. We'll go over the builds. Actually, I'm going to show you Sparkles as well because I don't think I showed hers. So this is Sparkles build from the Hypercarry showcase. Made sure she has hyper speed here. Got some more work to do, but yeah. Try to go for as much crit damage and get to those speed breakpoints. 134 is honestly enough. I just like having more. This is his build without speed boots or without defense boots. I already foddered those ones because of how they rolled, but it is what it is. Again, he's on Rudolent. It's always substats over set. Use whatever you have that's the best. Ruan Mei, she is obviously quite heavily invested into. She's got her signature. Still some work to be done there. 4-piece watchmaker. I used to run her on messenger or mixed pieces, but watchmaker, feel like it's got some potential for the future as well. E1, that goes really nicely with ratio if you have his signature, but I actually don't have his sig. That being said, I did give him some pretty cracked relics. Yeah, still a bit to go on him. I definitely want to invest more into his build in the future, but his relics are pretty nasty. E0, of course. So E0 S1, but we also have a Topaz that is pretty decked out. Got her signature. Honestly, I've been enjoying using her a lot more these days. 4-piece Grand Duke. It's about on par or slightly worse than Pioneer, but it's so close that you definitely want to just use whatever best substats you have. E1 S1, and I don't think I'm missing anyone. So that's pretty much everything. Thank you so much for watching. Good luck on your pulls, and I will see you next time.